the release of Duke Nukem Forever, not only do we get to fulfill a decades-old promise, but revisit an era that gave birth to the modern first-person shooter, the 90s. Let's jump into the Wayback Machine to 1992. Wolfenstein 3D wasn't the first time someone put a gun in your hand and a camera in your face, but this was perhaps the most significant step in creating a fully rendered 3D with plenty of 2D tricks. To make it look as though the enemies were moving towards you, the designers just made the sprites bigger. It wasn't the tricks, but the design and mechanics that propelled the genre. id's next game took a developmental leap forward with the introduction of stairs. Doom and Doom 2 were able to scale the world around you rather than the flat levels of Wolfenstein. This meant that you could create different architecture to tell the story of one man's life on Mars and the hellspawn who loved him. Lighting to add shadows to areas and surround sound to hear the screams of Pinkies in the distance all added to the ambiance of the game. You are no longer crawling through bright generic hallways, but hell itself in order to survive. The developers took these tools to begin to tell their own stories, even if those stories took you to the back room of a porn shop. We return to Duke Nukem 3D, a game that moved away from the darkened corridors and into the dazzling lights of strippers, pig cops, and stolen catchphrases.
Shake it, baby.
A part of the lasting appeal of the series might have been the different tone that Duke presented. Even a good fart sounds better than crawling through hell.
Come get some.
The king had to share his throne that year with another influential game, Quake. All the cheap tricks flew out the window once id Software rolled out one of the first true 3D games. Yet the lessons learned from Doom and Wolfenstein were still there. Environment and design drove the story, leading players through a world of castles and monsters. The end of the 90s brought two more titles that would elevate storytelling to a whole new level: Half-Life and Unreal. Both of these games created not only levels, but living, breathing worlds for players to explore and hopefully survive. Duke Nukem Forever harkens back to the very infancy of the genre, but let us never forget our roots or the lessons learned from them.